Hey y'all, Cheryl Lacey Donovan here, and I want to welcome you to 3D Motivation. That's right, 3D Motivation. Basically, because we're going to be here speaking with you 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to us on iTunes, and also like us on Facebook at Real Life, Real Faith with Cheryl Lacey Donovan. If you're getting any value from this episode, or if you know somebody that might get some value from the episode, share it with them as well. Make sure that they know all about what we're doing over here at 3D Motivation, where we're trying to empower you to create the change that you want to see. We also want to invite you to visit the website, Cheryl Lacey Donovan Speaks. That's www.CherylLaceyDonovanSpeaks.com. Go on over there, get one of our free promotions, let us know what's going on with you. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Twitter, and any place else that you can find us on our platforms. So listen, I want to jump right into the episode on tonight, and it's something that is something that I've dealt with, and I'm sure that a lot of you out there have dealt with as well. I still struggle with it from time to time, even now, and that is getting to a point where I can invest in myself. You know, even the Bible says to love your neighbor as yourself, but a lot of times, especially us as women, find it difficult to do so. We spend all of our time doing for everybody else, making sure everybody else is taken care of, making sure everybody else is where they need to be, and all of those kinds of things. But it really behooves us to do those things that help us to develop personally and professionally. When we talk about investing in our personal development, it not only has something to do with our professional life, but it also has something to do with our personal life. But it's amazing how many people don't even try to improve themselves. But those are the same ones that when you go back and talk to them, they're trying to figure out why they haven't gotten anywhere in their lives, why they're still stuck in the same place. And it's really because they have not invested in themselves. So what I thought I'd do tonight is give you a few of the guidelines that I've used in my own life to help me kind of get over that, to recognize the things that are important in my life, and to develop myself personally. Because if you don't do anything in that area, then you will find yourself in a conundrum where you just can't go forward, you really can't go back, you're just kind of stuck in neutral. So the first thing I wanted to tell you is this: imagine how you want to shape your life. Yeah, that means you have to have a vision, and that can be a vision for your career, a vision for entrepreneurship, a vision for your life personally, for your children, for your mate. But have a vision, and usually that vision is going to be something really big, something very grandiose. And as long as you have that vision in front of you, then you're able to make goals associated with that vision, and then break those goals down into smaller, actionable steps that are time managed, that you can say, you know, by the end of 2016, December 31st, 2016, I want to have X amount of dollars in my savings account, knowing that ultimately your goal perhaps is to be a millionaire. I don't know what that goal is, but you have to have a vision. And then it tells you, even in the Bible, write the vision and make it plain. Write the vision and make it plain. So once you've identified that vision for your life, you also have to get to a place where you can set up some goals. But watch this, because this can be very tricky. You always talk about and hear people talk about setting goals, but faith without works is dead. If all you do is have that vision cast, and then you come in and you create some goals, and that vision and those goals remain on that paper, and you don't put any work behind it, you don't make any action steps, you don't take any action, then that piece of paper becomes worthless, and you will still find yourself in the same place this time next year. So first of all, you have to have that vision. Imagine how you want to shape your life, and then you have to set some goals, some realistic goals that have some milestones with some firm dates and some action steps. Then you have to get to a point where you can assess your current situation. Sometimes we set the lofty goals, we have the vision, we have the action steps, and then life happens. And for whatever reason, you know, we haven't really been honest with ourselves. We haven't really looked at why we have not moved forward. So you need to take a realistic look and be truthful with yourself and assess your current situation. Perhaps you don't have the funds right now to go to school and do a full class load. Maybe you just need to do one class at a time. Maybe you need to go on the internet and take some of the free courses that are out there and available. And they are all over the place. These last couple of months, I've been listening to people talk all the time about things, even like computer coding and graphic design and what have you, where there are free places for you to learn how to do that. So assess your current situation, know your strengths and weaknesses so that you can formulate a plan that can help you with the change that you are trying to see. And after you've done all of that, you've looked at your goals, you've assessed your situation, you've cast that vision for yourself, you've shaped the way that you think your life wants to be. Consider the alternatives, because every now and then, as I said a few moments ago, life happens, and perhaps you have to go back and course correct. You have to look for alternatives. I teach adult medical students at the school that I work for, and a lot of times they'll come to me and they'll say, Ms. Donovan, I really wanted to be a doctor, but life happened, right? Maybe they had started a family earlier than they had anticipated, and they had to go back and course correct. So now they're in school to become maybe a medical assistant or somebody that deals with billing and coding, or a physical therapy assistant or something like that, because they've had to course correct. And it's nothing wrong with that, because guess what? Once they get into the door of a medical facility, then it's very possible that that medical facility will pay for them to go back to school. I remember when I was younger, my mom would always tell us, always reach for the moon, and if you fall among the stars, then you'll still be on good ground. So just, go back and course correct. If you set those goals and those goals don't seem to be happening the way that you thought that they would, then I'm the queen of that. Course correct. Find a different direction. Find an alternative. Find something else that you can do in the meantime that is still in alignment with where you want your life to be, but is a more achievable, attainable alternative to what you had decided in the beginning. Then evaluate how you're doing. Be realistic, be truthful. And for this step, when you're evaluating how you're doing, this is when it's a good time. Well, actually, you should have had a mentor or a coach to begin with, somebody that's an accountability partner that can hold you accountable to what it is that you need to do. But during this particular step where you're evaluating how you're doing, that accountability coach can truly be important, because here's the thing. If that person is really trying to help you to achieve what you would like to accomplish, then they're going to tell you the truth. They're going to help you be realistic about what may have happened as far as why you had to go back and choose a different alternative. They can also, they're going to tell you what you need to hear as opposed to perhaps what you want to hear, so that they can help to push you forward to where you're trying to go. So evaluate how you are doing. Yes, that means you need to go back, look at the goals that you set, look at the steps that you've taken, find out what worked, find out what didn't work, and then move forward from there. The benefits to you are going to be extremely well worth it. And if hey, I'm here. If you want me to be your mentor, be your coach, your accountability partner, I am here. Go on Cheryl Lacey Donovan Speaks.com to find out more about how we can make that happen. And then lastly, keep it simple. Don't start out with 10, 15 goals that are just huge and that are going to be a difficult undertaking for you to accomplish. Look at where you are, like we said earlier. Look at your family dynamics. If you have a husband, if you have kids, you need to take them into consideration. Keep it simple. 3 or 4 goals, maybe 5 tops, that you can possibly attain within a certain period of time. Short-term goals, long-term goals. Keep them simple. Be realistic about what your capabilities actually are. Some of us can kind of overshoot that. And, it's okay to overshoot with the vision, the overall vision. But when you're talking about the goals, remember, they need to be goals that are attainable. So I hope that this has been something good for you. You are definitely worth it. You are definitely worth investing in yourself. I always tell people that it's like having a bank account. You continually make withdrawal after withdrawal after withdrawal. You never put anything into the bank account. What happens? You eventually have overdraft in that account, right? And they start talking about closing down the account. Or you might even become bankrupt. Who knows? And so it's the same thing in your life. You have to take out the time to invest in yourself if you want to be able to continually give out to others. It is okay. You are worth it. Don't forget it. Get out there, invest in yourself, do something good for yourself, take out time for yourself, and create the life that you deserve and desire. Remember, be the change that you want to see. Once again, I just want to invite you that if you haven't done so already, make sure you get out there, you subscribe to us on iTunes, and like us on Facebook, Real Life, Real Faith with Cheryl Lacey Donovan. And if you get any value out of what we're doing here, make sure that you share it with somebody, let them know what's going on, invite them to come back and listen. Listen, subscribe, rate, review. Let everybody know what's happening over here at 3D Motivation with Cheryl Lacey Donovan, with you Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We look forward to talking to you again real soon. And as always, remember that God can do exceedingly and abundantly more than you could ever ask or think, according to the power that worketh in you. Be blessed.